Hello again, Mr. Kempton back showing you how to do a isometric object number 2. Now if you remember, object number 2 is essentially the same as object number 1, except there are some features that are cut out of it. We have a big cut across the top and we have a smaller cut across the bottom. So what I'm going to suggest you do is when you start to do object number 2, you start with the same basic shape. Now keep these lines fairly light, or if you have a good eraser nearby, you're going to need to use it, because what I'm going to do is essentially draw the block like we did before, but I'm going to add some features to that block. I'm going to draw a straight up and down vertical line right here, and another one over here. And what I'm then going to do is use a line parallel to my initial guideline and draw it right in there. And that's going to give me the starting point for this big cut that goes all the way through the object from front to back. So keeping with their basic rule is that all of my lines need to stay parallel to one of my original lines. I'm going to draw another line right there at that intersection point, and another one right there at that intersection point. So what that's going to give me now is the cut going from the front to the back. Now here's where I'm going to need my eraser, because this line now needs to go away because there's no actual object there, that's been cut out. And this front line here also needs to go away because that also has been cut out. So there we go. And to finish that object part, I'm going to go to this back corner and drop a line straight down because that piece again has been cut right out. And then to give this accurate representation of what we see, I need to draw a line right in there. And again, that stays on the same angle that everything else does. So there we have my top cut done correctly. Now I need to look at the bottom, and the bottom one is essentially in the same spot, but it's much thinner. So I'll draw one line there, draw another one there, and again those two lines are perfectly vertical, and then I'm going to stay on that same angle and draw the top of that, and then just like I did on the top cut, I'm going to erase that piece there because it's no longer there, and I'm now going to put in this tiny little detail here that will show me that that object goes back. So very quickly we have modified drawing number 1. Now I modified mine for ease of the lesson, but I expect you to do 2 completely different drawings. So I'm now going to make this isometric number 2, done by Mr. Kempton, and I'm doing those on the same day. So there's the date, June 7th. All right, so there's 1 and 2, easy, out of the way. These ones are fairly straightforward because we have 90-degree lines everywhere in our object. Object 1 and 2, but the next 2 tutorials will show you some wrinkles because we no longer have 90-degree lines everywhere. We have some different angles and we have some circular features, so you can check those out shortly. Good luck.